Welcome back to the Terra 2 SMP server. My name is Golmov. It's episode 7. We've got our wither skulls here, and we've got some stuff I want to take care of today. I went ahead and updated this board because we took care of a lot of stuff in the previous couple of episodes. If you remember, I had all of the chests here with all the projects, and most of those are what's right here. The tree farm, the bone meal farm, the bamboo farm, maybe the bone meal farm. Convert villagers, that's kind of already done. An iron farm, I've got this guy right here, but I'd like to make a quad version of that. The iron isn't quite fast enough for what I'm doing. And then I can do an iron shop if I'm making a quad farm. But then the beacon, we've got the beacon here. There are some farms that I want wither roses for. And there's a pretty cool way to get a bunch of wither roses while you're killing a wither to get a beacon. So we're going to do that in this episode. And then I don't know that we're going to get to the gold farm and the pigling trading. But what I can show you is I went ahead and set up and kind of thought about where I want some of these items. So right next to here, well, I went ahead and made this already. This is a gunpowder farm. Or not gunpowder, a rocket farm. The way it works is if I put a couple of these in here, so I switched this up, so now this is gunpowder, so that I can turn this around and feed it over this way. And this thing is full of sugarcane, so if I put any gunpowder in here, let me just put a couple, it's going to start spitting out rockets. Now I've got it so that there's a way to do an input on the back here. If I power this repeater, it'll block the crafter from crafting. So eventually I can have a shulker load over here in the main area that will fill up with rockets, and once it gets full, then this will stop. It'll power this, it'll turn this off, and no more rockets are going to be shipped on over there. So I've got this here. This is rockets. And I'll have to build a sugarcane farm right here. That way the sugarcane will feed into this hopper right here, and the bone meal will feed into this hopper right here. So that'd be great. Then over here, we put the bone meal in this guy, so I can just take this and shoot the bone meal out over here to the tree farm. This will be the playerless AFK tree farm that's just going to create logs nonstop. So that's great. Right here, we're going to have a super smelter. And then right behind it, the bamboo farm that'll feed the super smelter will convert the sticks into bamboo planks, which will end up giving us a much more dense material to feed the super smelter. And then right here is the iron farm. So over there, I mentioned we've got the one single right there. We've got the single iron farm going. And here we're going to have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll feed down into one spot. The golems will die, hopefully 4 at a time, and feed it out. And there we go. So all of those things are going to be able to give me the building blocks so that we can move on and do bigger and better things. Hopefully I can do a bunch of cool builds in the shopping district, but I need a lot of iron. I need the wood that comes from over there. I need the rockets so I can fly around. So this is going to give me those building blocks so we can move on to the next stage and try to do some really cool builds. The first thing that I need to do is make sure I get a lot of chickens. We're going to go and kill the wither, and I want to make sure I get a lot of wither roses out of it. I'm not going to need stacks and stacks of wither roses, so I'm not going to need to build an actual wither rose farm, but I do want to use a bunch of chickens to go ahead and get those wither roses. I need to get a lot of eggs so that when I go and do this, I can make a lot of chickens and we're good to go. And I think I have some eggs in one of these chests. I have 1, 2. I have 2 eggs. What are the odds that I get 2 chickens out of this? No? No. Okay. I need a ton of seeds so that I can breed these guys when we get to where we're doing this. And then hopefully I get a bunch of wither roses. It's probably going to be a while for these guys to spit out a shulker box worth of chicken eggs. So I need to go ahead and get this going ASAP. Alright, it's time to search for some chickens. I got this tiny little stretch of land here. I can go way over there if I need to, but you know what? There's a chicken right here. I can probably make do. There's a little cat down there. Oh, where'd he go? There he goes. I can probably make do with this one chicken. Oh, did he get hurt? He sure did. All right, I can probably make do with this one chicken. I just make sure he lays a bunch of eggs, and I'll be diligent with getting them breeding. This process actually ended up being a lot easier than I expected. The chickens are small enough to where they don't actually affect each other. You can see how they kind of stand in the corner. So that was kind of cool. And I've got, let's see, it looks like about 100, 90, 94, 96, roughly 100 chickens in there. So it actually filled this up pretty quick. So I've got this for creating more chickens to get the wither roses. And then I've got potions of weakness, the stuff to do the wither, some seeds to breed them anymore. I expect this to get pretty laggy, but only for a few minutes. Here's the setup that we're going to use. Went ahead and opened this up a little bit. Looks like someone had already been here and did this. So I opened this up just a little bit, and we're going to put all the chickens down in here. Now, I've got a fast clicker, and I wonder... I could go like this, and I guess that'd be fine, but watch this. If I hit fast clicker on... Let's do it again. Hold on. There you go. This is perfect. So we're gonna get all these chickens out, and then use the seeds and just breed them up even more, and try to get... You get one wither rose per mob that's dead. So I don't know. I'd love to get 4 or 5 stacks. That's 300 chickens or so. This is not that many chickens. How many is this? Will it show me? 70, 70-ish. I'm sure that's including some Endermen off in the background. But I'm gonna go ahead and breed this up real quick. And I went ahead and put these here. If you've ever done this, you'll know that you got to put these soul sand in place, because once you get 300 chickens in here, they start climbing up on here and you can't place these back down. I went ahead and put them down. I've got way more potions of weakness than I need, and I've got the wither skeleton skulls right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and breed these suckers up. Well, I guess I need to wait for them to grow, and then I'm gonna breed them up. We have a couple of chickens. I think I've got so many now that when I just if I just keep running around, I keep finding eggs on the ground. It's just like a non-stop amount. I went through the 5 stacks of seeds, bred them all up, and I think, let's just see how many we have here. We've got 543, 44, 45, 43. That's a lot of chickens. I think we need to just kind of get this done. I think the server's actually lagging a little bit. So, and look, I was able to fill up all these again. There's so many. I was worried. I had to log out for a little bit, and I was worried that I'd lose them. But look how many eggs I'm getting just from running around here. They have like this little waterfall going because they're all trying to climb up onto the highest point. It's ridiculous. So now I want to make sure this thing works. How do I get out of here? We need to hit them all with... I almost just put the skull on there. We need to hit them with a few of these guys. I think the audio is even a little messed up here. It's all right. We'll get this. We'll get this done. There. There. Everyone needs to get hit. Come on, sit. Sit. There we go. There we go. There's a little lag. There's definitely some lag from these chickens. So I've got to hope that they all have the stuff on them. Let's see. Oh, it didn't work. You know, I was a little confused as to why I didn't have any of the harming effects. So I'm going to kill this guy. We're gonna have to just get another set of skulls and do this again. It's a couple hours later. I've got my 3 more skulls, and I finally realized that I needed potions of poison, not weakness. The weakness didn't lower the health of the chickens. It just made them weak, and so this guy didn't actually kill them. So I need to use the potion so that I can bring their health down to half a heart. And then when the wither explodes, I get all of my wither roses. Now, I'm not going to take the time to do all of these again. I've got about 200, so I'm a little under half of where I was. But honestly, I'm so frustrated by the first go around that I don't want to have to do it a second time. So we are going to try this one more time. So throw that there. There we go. That's going to hurt me too, but that's okay. All right, let's heal up a little bit. And take this right there. And get out, get out, get out, get out. Let's see what this does. 3, 2, 1. Wither roses. That's exactly what we wanted. 2 more hits. Awesome. And here's all those wither roses. So I wonder how many I actually got. So how many did I get? 1, 2, 3.5, almost 3.5 stacks. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I had about 200, right? It was about 200, so that's 180, 192. Yeah, so just over 200. So we made a mistake right there on the first part, but honestly, I'm happy with it. It was worth it. The little gaff with the poison and the weakness, it happens. It happens. All right, let's switch gears here. I moved the villagers over. The villagers were getting attacked by witches over in this area over here. And I kept losing villagers nonstop. I had to keep replacing them, and I decided, let's just go ahead and move the villagers over. I hate how much of a hassle villagers can be when you're moving them. So I didn't record that part, and thank goodness, because, boy, it was a hassle. It was a hassle and a half moving them over. But I did, and I've got a husk back there still kind of saved up for these villagers. I've got lightning rods created so that we can protect them, because over there, again, they were being attacked by lightning and converting to villagers, and I just kept losing them. I went ahead and filled in. I still need to label all these so I know what's what. And I didn't get all of the best stuff back. I think one of these is efficiency, like this guy's efficiency 4, and I had efficiency 5, and I might still work on just replacing the ones with the better ones whenever I have some free time. But these guys give me all my iron. A bunch of those guys did die, and so a lot of these over here don't give me the good trades. Yeah, see, they're not even unlocked yet. And these guys all do 4. That one's good. So I went ahead and set up a spot so I can put zombies down in here. I'm going to shoot for husks since I have husks over there because they don't die in the daytime. They've got some sort of cap on or whatnot. So this is great. I've got a villager breeder here that does the same as the other one that we've seen before, so I'm not really going to dive deep into it, but these guys fall in here. When they're adults, they come up, then they're good. I place a minecart, and they're off to the races. So what I'd like to switch gears to is the iron farm. This is going to be a really easy farm to build. Honestly, I'm building it up in the sky a little bit because I've got the water below me, a little bit of a constraint, I guess. If you were trying to do an early game iron farm, this honestly is pretty easy. And if you get a pillager, it's even better because they can float in the water. They'll bounce up and down, and that makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna put a little redstone with a husk, and that'll do the job. But I'd like to switch gears. So I've already done the drop chute right here for the iron golems. They're going to drop down there, fall in some lava, die, and all their bits are going to shoot over here and shoot up. Honestly, I was guessing at where they should come, but I know we're going to have the shulker loaders here, so having just shulkers full of iron would be great. And maybe this is where I can put in a water flow, a water path, so that it'll lead into this. I don't know. I'm just going to go with it for now and see what happens and hope everything kind of works out in the end. So I want to go ahead and get started with this. So we're starting with the villager pods. We've got 1 in each corner. There's going to be 3 villagers in each one. The way they're set up is a glass block for them to stand on. And then we've got the beds with the heads facing in, so it's easy for them to access them. We got the string on top, and then the carpet right on top of that. So they can't spawn on top of the bed. They can only spawn on the block. And then you've got those chains kind of holding them so they can't wander off. Now, most people use pillagers here because then it's much easier. You just put a little bit of running water and they float up and down. But I want to just use a husk or a zombie. So I'm creating a little circuit that's going to bounce the guy up and down and make it a lot easier. All right, we've got a husk here. Going to name him Scary Boy. Send him off down the way. And this is actually the guy that killed my villagers for my breeder back at the house, right back there. So let's go ahead and get him over. Now I need to break this and get him up there, but I should probably check real quick. Yeah, let's check to make sure I've set this up correctly. We're gonna jump over that trapdoor. He should fall right down, and we'll be good to go. So let's break it right there and run. Yep, he's right behind me. Jump over and down. Villagers are always the hardest to work with. So I set up a nice little ring here. I'm going to put all three in each of the spots. And I kept getting them to run. They were flying all over the place. So I put them in their spots, broke the grass, and made sure that they couldn't go anywhere. And then got those 6 in the beds. It's daylight, so I got these other 6 up top and put them in their spots. I need to wait for nighttime to get those going, though. So there you go. These guys in here. Awesome. Now it's nighttime, so I can get these guys in beds. Villagers are so hard to work with. Now, if you notice, I've got 2 husks now. I had to bring another one over because I was only getting 1, maybe 2 iron golems spawning at one time, and that's not going to do it. I'm supposed to get 4 at one time. So see here, I only got 1 here as well. I put it on a timer so that they get bumped up at the exact same time. You can see that. Now, the iron golems, they fall down into a pit. Here's 1 more. See, just 1 more. All right, so let's show you how they die. They come down here. They die in this lava. They float all the way across, and we've got a water column here that bubbles them all the way to the top. This is temporary for now. We're going to get into the storage system, but yeah, there you go. Now, over here, like I said, I'm only getting 1 to 2 at a time, even with this. And I think I might need to put maybe an etho hopper clock in, something that lets them stay down for a longer period. See, there's 2. We've got 4 or so spawning at a time. I see a couple here, a couple groups of 2 or 3, but for the most part, I'm getting 3 to 4 consistently. So the issue was that with the other system, they were popping up, and they were they were down for too short a time, and so the villagers could see them too often, so they weren't always laying down. You can see here that all of the villagers are dropping down, and they're giving a chance to actually sleep. So when the husks pop up, all of them get scared. They all pop up, and this has been working really well. I ended up getting quite a bit of iron just from a small AFK session. Well, we have been AFKing for quite some time now. It's actually been a few days here in real life, and I haven't been able to get on, so I've been doing nothing but AFKing up here. I popped on a few times to do a couple, small things here and there, but let me show you where we're at. This guy's still pumping out like a trooper, pumping out probably 3-4 on average at least. It's been really great. So every time I come back on the server, this thing just ends up being full. Let's see where we're at now. See, it's already filling back up. I've got a full double chest of blocks. This is full of blocks, and we've already got more starting to show up here or fill up. So I don't have an auto crafter yet, and we'll set that up once we get everything going. I think that's a pretty good start. Now, I've also gone in and linked the nether portal. I made a nice big one here. I got rid of the one over here. So you can see it used to be right there. Right there. So I got rid of that one, and we put this guy in place. So I think that's going to do it for me here. We've got quite a bit done in this episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we get done in the future. We have so many projects still left on this area to set us up so we can start doing a bunch of building. And I don't know, honestly, which one we're going to do next, but I'm excited to see whichever one it is. So I appreciate you guys coming. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.